Salve, salve, bom dia, bom dia. I'm just really quickly going to share with you my Au Santa Maria and how I like to do my Au Santa Maria. So for me, it's this movement. But let's break it down. First thing, make sure your wrists, if you're going to do a lot of these, make sure your wrists are really warmed up because it's wrist mobility and wrist strength that are the big challenge for most people in this movement. If they can't do it, it's not usually upper body strength, it's wrist strength and mobility, so you can work on that. But yeah, so it is an Au Santa Maria. So you need to enter the movement as if you're going to do an Au. This means hands basically parallel. I think a lot of people, they want to put their hands here, thinking that it'll be easier to do the queda, but it's not easier to do the queda. You want to have Au arm positioning. And then obviously the key part of the movement is lowering yourself into queda on this arm here. And I recommend doing some like push-ups with that, just to show yourself that you have the strength, because I think, yeah, people get nervous and think that they can't do it. You do have the strength, so you can just lower yourself and come back up. And that's much harder than doing the actual move. The other thing to consider is your head. As you can see, I'm cocking it away from my queda hand so that I have space to keep it between my arms. Definitely don't be tempted to look forward and let your chest face towards the ground, because that's going to make you move about 5 times more difficult. And you'll lose sight of whoever it is that you are playing with. And that's basically the fundamental of the move. Once you get into the queda position, you can just let your legs fall over the top to the other side. So yeah, get into my queda. And I can just fall over the top to the other side. Do you think about like the leg that goes up? It's going to stay up, and as I lower onto my queda hand, I'm just going to bend it in so that I can land in a negativa, so I can continue with my movement. And then the last thing to consider is that, yeah, you do want to finish your move facing forward rather than off to the side. Like a lot of people, they like to go over the top, like a havasana, and that's really beautiful, but it's really, really hard on the wrist. Like you need to bend your wrist like all the way back. We're going to do it to show you, but I don't recommend it because, yeah, it's really, really hard on the wrists, and also it's quite, you don't really land in a stable position. Yeah. So you can see like my wrist kind of bent all the way backwards, and then I was forced to like spin out of the movement in order to catch myself. So I don't recommend doing that. But yeah, so once you've got that fundamental of the movement, to make it into an Au, you basically just need to jump a little bit before you go in. And so you can start small and get bigger. But the key is spending more time on your first hand before you lower onto your queda hand to make it into an Au. So you can start small. And then I can get really big. And so, obviously when I first did the movement, I did a leg switch, which is really nice. I mean, that is the movement. If you just do that, that is the movement. But the leg switch is really nice. And it's really simple because it is just a leg switch. You just go like that. As you go up, you kick up your first leg, and as you start to lower yourself down onto queda, you switch the legs in a straight scissor movement. And then the only other thing to consider is how you're going to end up in your negativa, because yeah, the leg that's coming down straight is also the leg that you want to pull in. So don't like waste a lot of time. Go up to the switch and then pull that lower leg, that second leg in directly so that you can sit on top of it for a negativa. And once you get that all smooth and you don't have to think about it, it'll be easy. Anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing what yours looks like after a little bit of training. Ciao.